Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we have Play Archer versus Slin. This should be an absolutely incredible game. Play Archer coming in as a cost control specialist in the blue, rocking up with Arclight, Stormcaller, and Crawlers. A very standard build. Slin here on the in the red is a giant specialist. He's rocking. Oh my God! It's a mirror build. What's going to win? More Crawlers or more Stormcallers? You know, unfortunately, I have to give it to the one that has just a few more Arclights, just because the extra Arclights will do that wave clear that we need to see in order for the Stormcallers not to be overwhelmed. Not only that, in the Arclight Stormcaller wars, having a few more Arclights is useful because, hey, you know what? My Stormcallers won't be distracted for long shooting enemy Arclights. But let's see how this wraps up. I hope everybody had a wonderful 4th of July, and we see the first shots going downstream. Wow, really interesting that these Stormcallers chose to shoot at each other. Here's the Arclights, and unfortunately for our blue player, his Arclight was distracted by a unit of Crawlers, and now it comes down to just Stormcallers. But here's this extra Arclight on the left, and it absorbs enough damage. Mutually assured destruction on the right. Man, that's like the Cold War over there. The moment the missiles launch, it's all over. Wow, and a tie. That's not something you see very often. No, one Stormcaller survived, and Slin takes 50 damage. Man, that's about as close to a tie as I've ever seen. Granted, we have seen a few ties on this channel. Play Archer grabbing the extended Phoenix range. Well, I think we know what he's going to be switching to next. A couple of Phoenix here. One unit. Is he going to grab two? Yep, 2 units of Phoenix for Play Archer and a unit of Crawlers near the front. Many players do this. I do this. Again, not trying to say that I'm a great player, but I do it just because I like to have these Stormcallers DPS wasted. And wasted DPS is the best kind of DPS for my enemy. So it looks... Oh, wow. Both players... Man, both players, what a mirror match. But unfortunately here for Slin, these Phoenix mean... Oh, wow. And Slin grabbed the Phoenix as well. He just did it without the extended Phoenix range. Huh. Well, with the Phoenix in the corner going down, there aren't any more Phoenix on the field for Slin. Those are the only units that could have shot down these enemy Phoenix, and this round has to go to Play Archer, just because there's nothing else that can shoot up. And these Phoenix will march down the field. They have more than enough attack just to one-shot a Stormcaller still. And that's going to be a good amount of damage. If I remember correctly, Phoenix do 100 damage per tick, or per unit when the game ends, or when the round ends. Here it comes, blammo. And it looks like, yes, the Phoenix do 100 damage a tick. Man, that is unfortunate. That's a lot of extra damage. Intensive training coming out for Play Archer, orbital bombardment for Slin, and the field recovery. I think he's going to choose to get rid of these Phoenix in the flank. He does. Arclights have extended range here for Play Archer. Slin grabs a Vulcan. Wow, really interesting choice. He realizes that this Crawler war is more important than you might think. Interesting. Slin kind of is running into an issue right now where he has his Crawlers doing the Crawler dance. This Vulcan, yeah, he's going to have to remove the Crawler dance. This Vulcan was getting stuck in that dance, or the mobility, and that was causing it to just run around. And if the Vulcan's running, it's not shooting. We see a couple of sentry turrets, or missiles, in the background here for Play Archer. Does Slin follow suit? Does Slin follow suit? Man, say that 3 times fast. No. So this does actually leave Play Archer to do some flanking attacks near the end of the game. And one of the most devastating things that can happen is you leave your flanks open. There we go. Slin trying to cover up his vulnerabilities a bit. If you leave your flanks open too long, and let's say it gets to like round 7, when we can see a lot of damage, all of a sudden... does he have anything that shoots up? I don't think so. But all of a sudden your opponent can just place something on your flank, grab a tower really quickly, that wipes you, and then, hey, guess what? you've lost the game, because now 1,500 damage is coming your way, and that's more than you can deal with. Unfortunately, it looks like this has to go in the way of Play Archer again, as Slyn doesn't have a single unit that shoots up, and there were 2 units of Phoenix. Now, Slyn may have chosen to just say, hey, I'm going to lose this one. I want to get this Vulcan out. I want him to get a ton of kills. I'm going to let the rest of my army kind of push forward and win. I know I'll lose this, but it's by what? Maximum 400 points, minimum 100 points. Okay, you know what? Good enough. And at this rate, these Phoenix might not clear everything up. I think they will, though. There being 2 of them does help quite a bit. And the Phoenix are actually quite good at both not shooting the same target, and of course now they are. Blammo. You know, I don't mind this play by Slyn, just because he has some options. Also, kudos to whoever in the comments can figure out what these 2 avatars are. I have no idea. Photon coating would be great for both players, but is there 3 rounds left? Yep, photon coating for one, photon emission for the other, maybe? I can see why Slyn might want the photon coating, just because if this Vulcan can stay in the fight that much longer, that would be fantastic. No, Slyn goes with the emission. Okay. Ooh, wow. Level 2 Rhino here from Play Archer with the photon coating. Now, that is an unlock that can be done, but Play Archer just grabs the cheap version of this. Oh my god, and he's just going to march it right down the field. There is nothing here to really stop this Rhino. He does... Oh, he can get the whirly-durly. If he gets the whirlwind on the Rhino, this Rhino will be able to clear everything as it approaches. Nothing else really coming out here for Play Archer. Does he grab a second Rhino? Slyn's kind of pushed all of the cash that he can into 2 marksmen. I thought I saw a third one, but I don't. There it is. There's a third marksman here for Slyn. I do like this. One, it deals with Phoenix quite well, but also it deals with any unit that is giant. Level 2 snipers are pretty darn good anti-giant units. Here's the fire. This, oh my god, this Rhino is going to absorb so much damage, but the question is it enough? And I just don't think so. You know, unfortunately, it's kind of alone. If it had had a few chaff units, or even just some units in there dealing extra DPS, it would have been in a much better position. But as it is now, yeah, that Rhino's life was basically wasted. The crawlers on the flank were all cleaned up by the sentry missile, and they had some support. We still have a few crawlers here, but no more Phoenix. And a few units of Fang. It's not going to be enough. Wow! The Vulcan does go down on the right, and now it's missile versus missile. We've seen this happen before. Ooh, but the sniper really does even things out. And that should be that for Play Archer. He's got to think about giving that Rhino just a little bit of support. If that Rhino had the detonation, that would be very powerful in the form of Final Blitz. Final Blitz is the upgrade that allows your Rhino to just detonate. Top supply specialist here for both players. They both think it's going to go on for a little while. More arc lights for Play Archer. Upgraded Phoenix, always useful. There's the melting point. Wow, and there are so many giant units here for Slyn. Eventually, he's going to start taking a little bit of a lead as he just continues to have more and more units. Some Wasps. I have to say, these flanks are very unguarded here. Play Archer, you have a chance to really make use of that, especially with Wasps. Now, going with like a late game headbutt with some fairly interesting units. Alright, the Rhino's just going in again. There is not a lot of anti-air here. There is a melting point and marksman. Now, the melting point does have a little bit of splash damage, which can actually translate to a couple of Wasps being caught at the same time. This left flank was doing fairly well for Play Archer. Slyn does not really... oh, well, there's a couple more snipers. I was going to say, Slyn didn't really buff his, in his case, his right flank, but I would like to see him just kind of shore up this defense a bit, and he does. Placing an extra marksman or 2 on the flanks, on each flank, not a bad choice. You know, and one thing I would like to mention here, Play Archer, again, hear me through the void. Actually, both players, if they were to put a unit of Stormcallers right on the very edge, it would launch the missiles, detonate the tower, and that's a quick win. Rhino goes down for, again, nothing. Just giving Phoenix or Wasps time to get in range. Not really sure if that's worth it. And also giving Phoenix time to work down the Vulcan. Unfortunately, there are no more Horde units left, and this is the point in time in the game where you wish you had a few Horde units left. I was going to say that Phoenix is really important, but it goes down very quickly. A couple of upgraded Stormcallers should be easily able to take out this melting point. And once they do, it will be Stormcallers on Stormcallers with a tiny support of Fang. The first volley does go very much in the way of Slyn, though. 3 to 4 Stormcallers versus 4 Stormcallers. Ooh, and it's not looking great. Yeah, these Fang don't have a prayer. Unless they're able to march down the field rapid speed. This is just the timer picking up. These Fang are still slow as heck, and they will all die to these Stormcallers. Oh my god. Oh my god. There we go. After like the 4th missed volley, you kind of gotta wonder. Let's see. This is becoming much more even of a game. I wouldn't be surprised to see range specialists come out for both players, though this orbital javelin could be very good. Both players grab the range. It's just too powerful. A lot more arc lights? I think so. Yeah, I'm surprised that old Play Archer doesn't just do this over here. The shield coming out. Very good choice. Wow. The quick reload here from the snipers. He doesn't really need the snipers to do heavy amounts of DPS. That's what he has this melting point for now. He just needs those snipers to clear chaff, and the chaff is these wasps. If he's able to clear off these wasps, he's going to be in a great way. We finally see a couple of crawlers here in the back line. Unfortunately, I think it's too little too late. What can happen is that you need to measure when you actually deploy your flanking units. Because, oh, what's back here? Nothing. They must have been eaten. Recycled. I do that quite a bit as well. But what can happen is he's going to alert Slyn that he's aware of the flanks. And without having a very aggressive flanking force, these crawlers might just be cleaned up by these background crawlers and snipers. But not only that, now Slyn's going to be like, oh crap, you know, my backline is completely open. Let me just pop 2 arc lights. I have 2 snipers there already giving cover. And maybe a unit of crawlers. And you know what? There's not a lot that gets by that quickly, especially not in the round that they spawn in. These wasps doing a little bit of a dance, able to absorb a lot of damage, and here comes the Rhino all the way from downtown, baby. There's a lot of crawlers in the back line that he's going to have to deal with, but hey, if this Rhino is able to take the tower, which he's just marching in, he's like that orc from Helm's Deep. Go, baby, go, blammo! And this could be a complete change in the battlefield. Also, that Rhino drew aggro from so many units as he just ran across the field. These Phoenix are easily going to be able to wipe up the rest of this, and this is going to actually be a lot of damage coming out here on Slyn. The Rhino pays for his crimes, but hey, good enough. Now Play Archer has to deal with 2 potential threats of, wow, there's a lot more Phoenix on the field, and also, hey, there's units in my backline. They didn't do enough this time. Parasitic ammo coming out here for Slyn. Play Archer grabs something. I didn't see it. More crawlers. Upgrade your crawlers. Make them aggressive. Make them replicate. Do something. Make them a real threat on the flanks. Yeah, baby. This is what I like to see. The whirly-durly and the portable shield. This is great. And a couple more crawlers. Yes! Great plays here by Play Archer. Slyn has to realize, okay, I have a lot of single entities on the field. My crawlers are my only shielding right now. I need to grab just a few more pieces of wave clear. If he can do that, he's going to be in a really good spot. Oh, he gets the arc light. Does he get right on this side? Just in case. Yes, he does. Great plays here by Slyn, and he still has a ton of cash to play with. Let's see if he can make it work. You love having that extra money. The range on the snipers, interesting choice. And an upgrade for the arc light. I like the not the arc light, the melting point. I really like that, just because, you know what, that's going to do quite a bit, pretty much no matter what happens. Having this huge health pool matters. And there's only 2 Stormcallers. Granted, these Phoenix have range. That's probably why we saw the marksman range increase. just so that they can always be picking off Phoenix. Here come the little guys. They're good distractions. The Rhino's still coming in here. Whirly-durly on the Rhino. Yeah, there goes all of them. Crawlers on the right as well. It's a big collapse here on the left, and there's a lot more snipers this time. Just a ton more. But I don't think that this round will go in the way of Slyn just because that tower drops at a really inopportune time. Having those extra Rhino just to deal a lot of damage is really impactful. And it will die. Oh, it's really going to come down to it. How quick can these snipers shoot? Not quick enough, but pretty darn quick, you know? At first that looked like an easy 1,000 damage. Now, it's a little bit less. Maybe. Ooh, heavy armor for Play Archer. And another Rhino. There we go, baby. Keep up this aggression. Keep it going. I might even recommend the final blitz here. Or some steel balls. Man, this is hard for Slyn. I have been in this position where you're constantly dealing with heavy amounts of aggression. How do you deal with it? Use some unit cards or some deployables, even for a moment. I do like these extra melting points. That will help quite a bit. And another melting point here for Play Archer. He's going to try and play it out. Ooh, these melting points will most likely die here for Play Archer. I'm not sure how much damage this thing will actually get done. And these snipers are becoming absolute killers. They're going to be shooting 2 bullets. Those 2 bullets will do a little bit less damage, but he's also got the reload speed, so kind of levels out. I think this is actually a good upgrade path for snipers. That final elite marksman will be the kiss of death here for any giant units. Phoenix are doing well. They could use a shield as well here for Play Archer. He's out of cash though. Slyn still has 400 bucks. Shield, well, the shields aren't too useful because unfortunately, ooh, this sniper might just tag this Rhino immediately and kill it. But unfortunately, all of these units are quick, they're fast, they deal a lot of damage, and they're melee. Melee units don't care about shields. I'd love to see a couple of upgrades here on these crawlers. Or on any of the crawlers, actually. Just having your crawlers be a little bit more dangerous is always good. Here comes the Rhino. Ooh, if he kills this Arclight, he's in a good way. He does get the Arclight, which means this one unit of crawlers is going to feast on 2 snipers. Yeah, that's kind of went how we thought it would here for the Rhinos in the back line. These snipers are online early. Oh my god, and are they getting kills? The crawlers are in on the right. They will all die, and they die just a little bit too quickly. This is looking very good here for Slyn. Very, very good. Oof. That's going to be a lot of damage coming out here on Play Archer, and these flanks have kind of been dissuaded. Now this Rhino will have the 300% extra HP, which means he'll be able to wade through a couple of these sniper shots. Play Archer skips. He needs the cash to close this out. Upgrading this Rhino. Bam. Now it's got 105,000 HP. How much damage does this little guy do? Only 3,000. And I love this using the crawlers in different ways just to keep pushing aggression is great. All these crawlers could use an upgrade here for Play Archer. Slyn is still thinking about it. I mean, elite sledgehammers might be worthwhile here, but don't see that really pushing through the game. He's going to take a second and think, and that's okay. Looks like this melting point did enough to earn a level, and another melting point coming out here on the right. Melting point with this subsidized crawler summoning is really, really annoying. Slyn looks like he's online. What did he end up grabbing? The skill specialist, I believe. Okay. He's able to redeploy. He's been doing that throughout the game. Nice. Lots of wasps here. Actually put those wasps in front of the snipers. That way the sniper's shooting at wasps with shields. That can really, really help you out here. Same on this flank. I love the use of these missiles for Slyn. He's got to win, and this is the problem with when you are attacked by a headbutt. You suddenly have to survive the last couple of rounds consecutively. There isn't really a lot of room when you're in the danger zone to play with. That's why I coined the term danger zone. Rapid resupply, enhanced module, and high mobility. Oh, This is where things can actually start to hurt you. Because Play Archer doesn't have to go for all of those things, he's suddenly in a much better spot. There isn't really a lot of anti-air here, and these wasps are going to come in and just clog up the field for a long time. And a lot of crawlers. Ooh, it's going to hurt. Yes, that tower's going to fall. The rhino on the right is also going to take the tower. Oh my god, and it's going to be just a disaster here for Slyn. Oh no. Man, what a crumble. Great plays by both players. Ouch. I would really like to see more of these two as we continue into the tournament. GG all around. Proceed to the next round of the tournament. If you guys are enjoying the content, please like and subscribe as we get into round 2 of this Mechabellum Mech Warrior contest. Let's see who we've got today. It's Serbinator, kind of like the Terminator, versus Time for a Miracle. I'll just be referring to them as Nader and Miracle. Really interesting hands for both these players, and tough hands actually. The Rhino Specialist would be very tempting. Same with this Marksman Specialist for me if I was Terminator. Miracle picks up the Heavy Armor Specialist. Ooh, and it is quite a good initial headbutt setup. Let's see what they can do with this. Man, what a cool little avatar here for Miracle. Miracle is the Mini America's Advanced Group runner-up from last week. Good for him. Congratulations. Oh, and it is looking like he's going to push for a soft headbutt. More of a defensive movement here, just to have your steel balls in the back line. Okay. These crawlers will make short work of the Fang for Serbinator. Unfortunately, the Fang are countered left, right, and Sunday. Just these Stormcallers counter the Fang, the Crawlers counter the Fang. The Fang really need to support these steel balls if they're going to not get overwhelmed by crawlers. This is actually quite a difficult one here for Miracle to pick up the proper unit to try and defend against this. Serbinator has a little bit more time on his hands, and luckily, he's got a Rhino coming in a couple of rounds. I like these crawlers here. Wow, kind of a mirror match between these two players. One going for crawlers, one going for Fang. I think that these crawlers are a wise decision here for Serbinator just because they move at the same speed as the steel balls, meaning they'll get shot just a little bit before the steel balls, kind of giving the steel balls the screen that they need to actually get online and deal the damage. Ooh. These missiles are coming in here. Ugh, and just, oh my god, it doesn't get much better impacts than that. 2 Fangs survive the initial barrage on the left and only 1 on the right at this point. Alright, steel balls are in. Can they deal with crawlers? The answer is almost always no. They don't deal well with crawlers whatsoever. The crawlers break through on the right, and this is just going to be a massacre. Once these towers pop, these steel balls are just going to get absolutely eviscerated by what the remainder of these Stormcallers can do to them. Dark days. Very dark days to be a steel ball. A lot of HP, don't get me wrong, but you know what? It's not too bad. Looks like that's it. This is gonna be GG. These little Fang are gonna try. They're shooting their little pistols. I like that the Fang have shields too. Like, you're fighting giant death robots, so why not get a shield just to be sure? Kind of fun. A little bit of damage, a little bit of plinking. They move on. Let's see. Ooh, intensive training would be good here for both players. Serbinator choosing to go with the heavy armor. Time Machine could go either way. Or Time for a Miracle. Miracle could go either way. And he grabs some steel ball. Serbinator grabs steel balls with this heavy armor. Interesting. Okay. Just to have them, I guess. It's not bad. And right now we kind of see a flip-flop. Miracle's still deciding what to pick up. Serbinator's already played out. I kind of like these steel balls just because, hey, you won the initial engagement. You're kind of the aggressor at this point. There's a huge open flank here. Miracle actually goes with the upgrade so he can get some level 2 steel balls. These steel balls rocking in at 10,000 HP versus the others, which only have 9,000. Of course, this increases by 100%. But remember, the steel balls here for Miracle also have 17% more. So he's getting 100% of 17%, or 117% times 2. in the form of these steel balls. So a level 2 steel ball for Miracle will always be slightly better than a steel ball here for Cerbinator at level 1, even with the upgrade. It's kind of a mouthful. Good use of Fang and crawlers here. I think Miracle realized, hey, my Fang are basically useless, at least till a little bit later in the game when I can afford to make them dodge shots. So I'm just going to put out a couple of crawlers. That way at least my steel balls can get in there, and my Fang can get in there and deal a little bit of damage. These crawlers' lives are basically forfeit, but they've bought a lot of time now for the Fang to get online. Hopefully it's enough. I don't think so, though. I think these little Fang are doomed. And those shots are really rough. Steel balls on the left actually pushing forward in a big way, and this arc light's really going to help clear up all of these crawlers. Wow, yes they do. Mamma mia. Steel balls are getting a little bit of plink damage, but it's not too bad. There's 2 crawlers on the tower in the north, but this does not look nearly as bad here for Time Machine as the last round. He still has a bunch of steel balls in the background and an arc light. That arc light could kill everything on the field if all of these Stormcallers go the way of the Dodo. Oh, it's going to be rough. Oh, it's going to be very rough. The steel balls do get online, and that's that. This arc light, though, oh, it drops. I still have to give this to the way of Time Machine, or Time for a Miracle. Our red player just has a little bit too much on the field right now, and these Fang are just not going to be able to cut it. All right. Well, a very, very intense round. Good job. Lep, everybody dies. Oh, go on you. Oh my god, if the tower falls, the tower does fall. I was going to say, if that crawler killed off the steel ball, that would be pretty huge. Well, one wins, then the other wins. Kind of a back and forth round. Here's the power spike for Cerbinator. Oh, it's very early. It's round 3. If you can get 2 more rounds out of this game, then the supply specialist is definitely worth it. I would go with it. But also these Assault Fang are quite powerful. Just because them moving that little bit quicker means that they dodge Stormcaller shots quite well. Also, it means that they kill other Fangs. You'd think that that extra 15 range would really make a difference. It kind of doesn't. Having your Fang move quick enough to get into the range early, especially when there's just a lot of units on the field, Assault Fang is actually a fairly good card. Both players thinking about it, they're also probably considering this mass-produced Phoenix. Having the Phoenix come out for 50% of the price, even though they're 50% less or 40% less attack and HP, you're earning actually a little bit per Phoenix. Cerbinator goes with the supply specialist. It's creepy how much this dude kind of looks like me. I'm not nearly that handsome, but my hair looks the exact same. All right, well, let's see how this pulls out. I'd love to see this Rhino get deployed on the flank. Oh, where is he? He's in the back left line. Okay, maybe not the place to be if you're a Rhino. But we'll see if that works out. Ooh, and a couple of Mustang. Mustang Rhino, very common. And these Mustang are kind of in a good position, being placed back ever so slightly. What I've seen a lot of players do on the ladder, and if you've watched one of my most recent videos on how to beat a headbutt, having your Rhinos directly in front or directly behind the steel balls often isn't the best place for them, because Stormcallers will overlap shots, they'll overshoot their shot, miss the steel ball, and actually hit the Rhinos in the back line. Oh, I said Rhino, I meant Mustang, but that's why I said that Rhino was in a bad spot. You kind of don't want your very expensive power spike unit just to take all the fire of steel balls. Not really where he needed that Rhino. This is going to go very much in the way of Time Machine, or Time for a Miracle. Time Machine's a great name for a Mechabellum player as well. Or, hey, I had the AI give me some new names. How do you guys think of calling ourselves Gearheads? Because Mech Warrior is already a thing, but we could be the Gearheads. Kind of fun. I think gear is like a drug, so a little bit of double entendre there. I may have been misusing that word. Who knows? Improved firepower here for Cerbinator. And time for a miracle. What did you pick up there? The senior attack specialist. Oh. Yeah. 100% extra damage on one unit or 30% extra damage across all of your units. And Time Machine can make plays like this because he's ahead. He may lose this round because he's going to have significantly less units, but all of his units now have 17% more HP and will be dealing, 30% more damage? He can compound this by having 27% more HP. Or sorry, 33% more HP and 40% more attack? That's pretty good. That's pretty darn good. It's basically like having elite units the entire time. Not quite as good, mind you, but pretty good. And I do like this this tower or this sentry placement here for Time Machine. Serbinator actually goes with a lot of Mustang with the splash damage. Very important to have this if you're dealing with a lot of units like crawlers, like Fang. Heck, even against Wasps, it's a very good upgrade just because your Mustang will chew through those units so incredibly quickly. And right now, that's his real problem. We see the mirror of the Mustangs on the flanks. Unfortunately, unfortunately, there is a lot less chaff here. And I have to give this one to Serbinator. Time for a Miracle is really pushing forward here on the left, though. He's even in the Stormcaller line. And those Stormcallers really can't defend themselves against Steel Balls, especially not these level 3 Steel Balls. Man, they're going to be level 4 here. All right, it's going to be a flip-flop. But Time for a Miracle might lose the tower second. It really comes down to how quickly these guys close on this one. You normally want to lose your tower second. Yes, there it goes. Steel Balls are able to race across the field. Stormcallers actually are going to target down some of these Mustangs. They don't die, though. They have that extra HP. Oh, no. Can these Fang divert again? I think these Fang pulled everybody away. This Arclight's got to do a lot of shooting. He's going to drop very quickly, though. There's still a lot of Mustang, even though they are doing significantly less damage. Oh, level 2 and level 3 Steel Balls versus some level 1 and some Mustang. Unfortunately, these Mustang... Oh, wow. These Mustang don't stand much of a chance, but hey, that extra distraction from the Steel Balls actually makes a bit of a difference. I love that mechanical division. Time for a Miracle. I thought he was going to get a little bit more of a punch in there, but that Haymaker turns into just the tiniest little chef's kiss of a jab. Serbinator, what do you go with here? Time for a Miracle gets the Nano. Nano goes on the super heavy Steel Balls at this point. More Steel Balls here for Serbinator, and just a huge orbital bombardment on the left side. Miracle can make a good transition. He's won a couple of rounds, and his units hit a little bit harder. I would like to see a few aerial units here for Miracle. Serbinator choosing to eat something. Not sure what. Actually, a couple more Stormcallers wouldn't go awry. Ah, man. The Nader actually heard me through the interwebs. Just having this Overlord's huge. Unfortunately, these Mustang with the splash damage deal 40% less damage. So all of a sudden, this Overlord's HP goes a lot farther. Normally, Overlords just get melted, especially level 1 Overlords get melted by a couple of units of Mustang, even a couple of upgraded Mustang. So I think this is a wise decision. Whenever I see my opponent get the splash damage on Mustang, all of a sudden Overlords become that much more viable. And this is a good play. I like this. It's in a good spot, so I can't give it the photon emission. One of my favorite upgrades. Oh wow, both players heard me through the interwebs. They both analyzed the field and came to the same decision. And I like this choice here of the crawlers. They're gonna kind of do the dance of the crawlers again. They're gonna get in, say, oh hey everybody, look at me. Aren't I just the cutest little crawler? Yes, please shoot me, shoot me. Oh, I was hoping that they'd run away. He just let them run a little bit too quickly. If those crawlers had just run that little inch more, they would have been in a great position. Man, this is a lot of Steel Balls on the right. That is a lot of level 1 Steel Balls splitting off into crawlers. Gee Louise. Those crawlers all just get a little bit of a kiss of danger here, but it's not going to be enough. The tower will drop early here for Miracle. Miracle kills the tower early, I should say, and I'm not sure if that's a good or a bad thing in this instance. Man, these regenerating steel balls, they're going to be re-engaging with full HP. Man, that tower drops very quickly. Unfortunately, a lot of these units getting distracted. That split might cost them everything. The Overlord could clear these Mustang with a couple of good shots. It all comes down to 2 Mustang. Oh no, the Mustang died. There's a couple of little Fang in here. Overlords actually do very well cleaning up these steel balls with the mechanical division because the Overlord shots each have a little bit of AoE and they kind of happen at different intervals. Yeah, these Fang aren't going to be enough, and this is going to be a fairly decisive win here for Miracle. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That's an important thing about the Overlords that a lot of players don't think about. One, of course, Overlords shoot missiles, but 2, those missiles are their each individual entity. So 1 missile deals 4,657 damage and has the splash damage. When that hits, it will kill the unit. If the unit does have a split or something like that, the next missile that drops will also deal that damage. Miracle had a chance to actually get the cash, but he thinks the game isn't going to go long enough to make it worthwhile. I'd have to agree with him here, and so does Sir Bernard, or so does the Nader. Ooh, good choice here with these Mustang. These crawlers have been a thorn in his side for several rounds. The flanks are very well protected for both players. We aren't going to see much flanking action. Serbinator doubling down on these Overlords, getting 2 of them. Wow, March of the Overlords here on the left. Does Miracle try and protect his right-hand flank that continues to be overwhelmed? It doesn't look like it. He has 650 points. Just having, I don't know, a couple more units here could help. He may abandon the flank just because he's already losing it by so much, but I don't think that's the right answer. Heck, even just having a unit or 2 of Stormcallers on this flank could really help him clear this out. Overlord launcher. This is very important. These Overlords are now going to start moving around quite a bit quicker. Will start shooting quite a bit quicker. That's quite a good upgrade, and I like the shielding placed forward. He knows that this is where the main engagement happens. Man, that's a lot of Overlords. These crawlers aren't going to be able to dance for very long. Ooh, but interestingly, these Mustang in the center actually draw away a lot of the units that are going to be necessary to push through. Ooh, this is not super great. Both players have the photon emission. And these steel balls are getting targeted down. It doesn't matter if they have regen. The nano regen is not going to be nearly enough to deal with this. Wow, this looks like it's going to be a very good win here for our Serbinator. The Overlord does deal a lot of damage before going down, though. Knocking out 2 Overlords for the price of 1. It's what you'd expect from your upgraded unit. Oh, this is going to be very close. It's going to be much closer than you think just because this Overlord can boogie. He might boogie down, kill this and the enemy Overlord in time. There's 1 shot. He needs 2. Yeah, there it goes. And this little guy's Tokyo drifting his way to victory. He earns himself a level. Can he get in there in time? Oh, the answer's no. The answer's very much no. Oh, but he gets it. Oh my gosh, that extra 17% HP really coming into play here. Poor Serbinator. He had that. He really did have that. Top supplies out again, but the Giant Specialist might be the way to go. You know, these tanks actually work on any giant unit. I'm not sure if that's been patched out, but I played yesterday. Picked this up because it's not something I ever really pick up. I was like, heck it, I'll just have this to try it out. And I was able to slap it on an Overlord. Just some things that you might not think work, sometimes do. Serbinator taking the skip. Miracle. If he grabs this Giant Hunter and wins 2 rounds, he'll suddenly have a lot more cash. But he might... Oh, yeah, I was going to say, he might opt to try and close this game out. These tanks are basically useless against the steel balls. But you know what they're not useless against? The little crawlers that pop out at the end. Oh, my God. Mass Overlord. 3 more Overlords here for Serbinator. What can you do against such reckless hate? More steel balls. Well, he doesn't know that there's another 3 Overlords on the field, so I can't blame Miracle for picking these up, but gee Louise, this is getting crazy. Okay. The air defense is weak for both players. And the mobility increase and range increase here from Serbinator. These overlords will have significantly more range now. Just because he does have that range increase. Oh no, both players have the range increase. Both players opting to burn the Midnight Oil as well. And it looks like this missile, yeah, this missile is Miracles. And he shortened up this crawler run a tiny bit. Very important. I think that it's still just a little bit too far. Yeah, all the crawlers are going to die. Unfortunately, poor little crawlers. I bet they had a dream. Just like in Rapunzel. A lot more steel balls here on the left, but the steel balls are all getting AoE'd down. And the steel balls do split, which will help draw away some Stormcaller. Yeah, it will help draw away all kinds of fire. Oh no, as the units crumble at the top, so too does the Overlord. That extra 17% HP really coming into handy though. Oh my god, somehow the Overlord's able to crush through. Just, oh my god, sometimes it's all about the quality, not the quantity. And we're seeing that proved here by Miracle. That felt like a miracle. Man, Serbinator's got to be thinking, what the heck, guys? There's 3 of you. Go kick his teeth in. What are you doing? But he sent 3 kindergartners to fight the varsity football champion or something. I don't know. I would hope that the high school person wouldn't actually fight 3 kindergartners. That would be horrific. And probably get that person sent to jail forever. Anyways, we see the incendiary bomb coming out here for Serbinator. Maybe popping it right across the front. Ooh. Yeah, I was gonna say that's a little close here. Oh, it's Miracles. Okay, yeah, it's red. That makes a lot more sense. Serbinator hasn't put down the fire yet. We could just see a line of fire. Wow, that's what I was thinking. A line of fire. So if you grab the oil, remember the oil after the most recent, or one of the most recent patches, can now be found in your research center. This is a great thing. If you ever find yourself with a little bit of extra cash from, hey, Giant Killer or something along those lines, get the oil. I wouldn't be surprised if Serbinator gets the oil as well, and this just becomes like a hell zone. A lot more... Oh my god. A lot more Overlords here for both players. We'll see if it works. We shall see if it works. Wow. This is just weird. Oh, the distraction crawlers. They're not going to last for very long. But they will distract for a moment, and that's what's important. Making these units kind of come in at random is not super great. Alright, here comes the fire and the flames. Everything should ignite here. The shield is in a great position. Oh wow, such a good position that the oil doesn't cook off. Not necessarily the worst thing in the world, because that oil will now last 2 rounds. But yeah, this fire is actually in a very good position. Fire on the left was completely nullified. I didn't think that would be the case, but it was. Down go the Overlords, and this is gonna be a huge swing here for Serbinator. Yeah, he has to get this. Finally, the Overlord drops. Unfortunately, these Overlords just do significantly less damage in the Overlord Wars, and 2 die. Miracle's back into the danger zone, and we have a game on our hands, baby. Man, that Giant Hunter would have been great. Probably going to be the Electromagnetic Blast for both players. I don't think this Strike Specialist is worth it at this point. I'd be very surprised. Mass Sniper might be worth it, but at this point there's so many things spawning crawlers and dealing damage. Miracle definitely thinks it's time for a Photon Emission, or Photon Blast. What is this thing called? Gee Louie. Electromagnetic Blast, there we go. It also kills tech, and that's pretty important. There's going to be another one here on the left. Miracle hasn't really used a lot of shielding. It might be worth grabbing a couple of shields here, boys. Lots of money is burned by both players. Oh my gosh. More Overlords. When will the madness stop? These Mustang don't have anti-air. Oh. Good shielding. I think these Overlords will still be caught out, and really they're what's important. More steel balls on the left. Gonna be filling in on the right? I don't know. Miracle. Miracle's playing out Overlords when he needs to be worried, or sorry, playing out Steel Balls when he needs to be worried about Overlords. Man, I think this is this is a lot of Overlords. I don't think I've seen this many Overlords in a long time. If this battle continues and they start spawning wasps, that's going to be an insane amount of wasps. Wow, both missiles coming out. There's the photon for both players. That's going to be rough. That's going to be really rough. Well, here comes the Overlords. Who will win this Overlord battle? There's a lot more chaff on the right, meaning that the Overlords aren't shooting other enemies. Ooh, it looks like it's going to be a victory, though. It looks like it's going to be a victory on the left and the right for the ground units of Miracle. Overlords are shooting down Overlords on the left. They're shooting down Overlords on the right. A tower's going to drop, and that's going to be that. Miracle will claim this game. Those couple extra steel balls really helped. And you know what? That oil actually slowing down some units in the center. GG. Man, what a crazy game. We'll see you guys in the next round. Congratulations to both players. Moving into what I believe is the finals of this tournament. Very quick games. Please like and subscribe. We're almost at that magical 500. It's Miracle versus Shade. Hell yeah. This will be a fantastic game. And I've really liked Time for a Miracle's ability to both move in and out of the aggressor and the defender playstyle. Ooh, this giant spec does look really powerful here for Shade, though. And you know what? This supply specialist looks quite good, honestly, as well. Instead, Shade goes with the marksman. Not a huge amount of HP, but, you know, if you win every round, who cares how much HP you have? The Mustang Crawler is very aggressive. Oh, and Miracle does end up picking up the Steel Ball Arclight, as predicted. And he has the extra 50 bucks. Both players not having a ton of HP here. Wow, and a very aggressive build here by Shade. These Arclights are going to have to deal a lot of damage. Like a lot of damage if they're going to make it work. And this sniper is going to be the bane of his existence. Probably why he picked up a couple of Arclights here, or crawlers here. Those crawlers are going to be very important. Ooh, wee wow wow. Shade, are we going to see a little bit of something I like to call a headbutt for these, what's our new term? Gearhead Gladiators. Hell yeah. I like that. That's a good name. Also, I have a new thing that I've made up called the Steel Symphony. So this is again special from ChatGPT. Steel Symphony, I'm thinking will be tanks, tanks, Fang, snipers, and stormcallers. Just because it's like your ground army. I was also thinking about calling that the ground pounders. If you guys have really cool names for units, then you'd like me to call them that, or / get them started on the community, let me know. What was once a headbutt has kind of just turned into like a slap. You know, I would consider a headbutt very dangerous. A slap, not nearly as much. This sniper gets de-aggroed. These Arclights just kill so many units. Oh my god. 38 kills on that Arclight. Going up to 40. The real problem now becomes the sniper. And the sniper is going to be able to just kill everything that's left on the field, minus these crawlers. And there is actually a pretty good group of units here to deal with what's left. And they're spread out kind of in the exact right way. One Mustang says, oh crap, that's an Arclight. I'm going the other way, guys. He boogies on out of there, but this Arclight sees the Mustang. He's hungry. There's one little guy in there with a sophisticated Arclight with a monocle, a top hat. He's earned himself a level. You almost never see an Arclight get a level this early in the game. This sniper might, this sniper might kill all the steel balls, taking a lot of damage off the field, but unfortunately not. Some of the crawlers were even distracted there. And Shade takes a bit of damage. Shade was our weekend America's #1 champion. Oh, really? I didn't see Shade in the tournament. But I could have just been sleepy. What does Shade pick up here? I would be tempted by the intensive training myself, or the enhancement module. Not as much. There aren't really any giant units out yet, but what you can do is, of course, play the enhancement module, upgrade something, and then, use it later. In fact, I don't think Shade has any units that he can upgrade at this point. No. So that's just a play for the future. Okay. Hey, we're learning from the champion here. He's making investment moves. Arc lights are going to be very important here for Miracle, and he can even upgrade it to level 3. Arc lights coming out here for Shade as well. At least he unlocks them. He doesn't have the ability to grab them yet. I'm thinking, you know what? The range on these arc lights is pretty important. Or just having a couple extra crawlers. Tanks, though. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, baby. That's what it's all about. It's just a weird line of tanks. So why does this work really well? Because the tanks won't get overwhelmed as quickly. If the crawlers all come in a big wave, they'll all try and sink onto this one tank, which means that the splash damage hits a little bit harder. Miracle's got to be careful. These backlines are so open on Shade, though. I think Miracle could play a little bit aggressively himself. He grabs a unit of crawlers. I don't see it on his line. Is it going in the back line? Yeah, it is. He caught it. These are great players. They know what they're doing. Unfortunately, this flank is unsupported without these crawlers and steel balls, but it doesn't really die that quickly. These arc lights are going to be able to clean up a lot of Mustang. Ooh-wee. And once again, it's going to come down to the tale of two cities, the left and the right flanks. These Mustang are seriously going to outpace the sniper. And if the arc light's able to get in there with a little bit of support, he can clean all this up. Just got to avoid that sniper, baby. And this is looking like a good collapse here on the center. The marksman gets distracted, which means all the Mustang's lives are forfeit. And these little these little crawlers even, I don't know why I mix those two up so much, really helping Miracle out here. All right, Shade, you've got to pull out some money moves. Ooh, this fire is really, really good. Especially for Miracle. If he just pops fire right down the center, there goes all these little units. Or you know what? Get a Vulcan. Because the Vulcan would just kill everything. If he put a Vulcan right here, this entire flank is dead. And he has good units to back up the Vulcan. That's the problem with all these squishy units. They're kind of easily countered. This level 3 sniper has gotten 17 kills. It's the allied top one for the last round and overall. I'm not surprised. Both players sitting on their hands for a minute. They really need to think this one out. You'd be surprised how this round kind of makes or breaks it. Shade decides to go with some more Mustang. Oh, there's a lot of flimsy units on the field here. Tanks would be good. It looks like Miracle does go with the incendiary bomb. Yeah, and this will just kill everything. Yeah, it will just literally kill everything on this side of the field. A lot of... Ooh, these Mustang with range is very important. They now outrange the arc lights by a considerable margin. Arc light on the left. Okay. Miracle still got 450 bucks. I'd love to see him unlock the Vulcan at least. Grabs another unit of crawlers. He has 100 bucks. Just unlock the Vulcan. You can do it. Crawlers on the other end? No. I don't know where he put those extra crawlers. I saw him grab them. I don't know where they went. This is why that range is so important. It means that the fire is basically useless. All of these units are going to die in their own flames. Unfortunately, once they all die, that means that these Mustang will advance into it and die themselves. So too will the sniper. The sniper cannot survive this many flames. But they have to advance quickly or else all the flames will go out. Ooh, it's going to be very close. Those flames look like they're going to be going out here really soon. Oh no. He gets a couple of the Mustang for his troubles, and that's the rest of them. Okay, good enough. Good enough for Time Machine. Or Miracle, I should say. Gee Louie. For a red player. Blammo. And that's that. Shade takes a little bit more damage. Miracle has another option to grab Vulcan now. Ooh, Senior Dispense Spec versus Stormcallers. Both of these are good for both players. Of course, the individual fire, kind of meh. I could see the skill specialist just to throw him off and be able to use your intensive training every round and also your incendiary bomb every round. But it's an investment. Shade grabs the Stormcallers. I think that's a great idea. Just get out a couple of Stormcallers. What does Miracle go with? Ooh, he's really thinking about it. Miracle takes his time, and I think that's a great idea. These two players must have played each other for the America, yeah. Oh no, this is from the mini tournament. This is from the weekend tournament. Okay, I was gonna say, it would be really interesting if this was kind of like a grudge match where both of these players had played each other in the weekend, but they have not. Oh, Miracle grabs the oil. Still no fire, and it does look like he gets the defense specialist. Okay. Oil will help a little bit. These tanks' lives are forfeit, as the Stormcallers will just target them down. Unfortunately, a straight line does not go over well. But hey, the new oil will... Oh, that's not going to be great. This oil will burn with the Stormcaller fire upgrade. Lots of Stormcallers. All right. Does the oil cook? The oil cooks. There goes all the Mustang. And a unit of Stormcallers, and probably this sniper as well. Pretty good. It's very powerful. These Stormcallers are launching very quickly just to try and get rid of these steel balls. The steel balls will probably make contact. This fire, unfortunately, is going to kill all of these crawlers. That's going to be that. But the steel balls make it through. And really, that's what's important. These steel balls have a ton of HP. They deal with things like Mustang very well. Even though they're significantly outnumbered, they just have so much more HP. Poor little Mustang. They don't stand much of a chance here. This is going to be a pretty good win here for Miracle. But Shade could really come back. Miracle's pulling out trick after trick after trick to keep this slap from landing. It's kind of like the God Slap, if anybody's aware of that very popular YouTuber who owns God Slap. It's kind of the vision that I'm getting here. Oh, Miracle goes with the battleship. I wouldn't be surprised if Shade goes with either of these two. I'd love to see a giant on the field here. Where is this? Yep, battleship's on the flank. It's close to the sniper, but it is further away from Mustang. That's a tough choice. These sledgehammers really need an upgrade here for Miracle. Oh, what did Shade end up picking up? Nothing? Did he skip? Looks like it. Eats the Mustang to replay this heavy armor, or the enhancement module, just to keep upgrading these units. What happens is that you upgrade the units for free with the enhancement module, you recycle them, you get the extra cash. It's a little move. It gets you a little bit more money. Ooh, and I like this. The replicate on these crawlers is pretty darn important. They're going to die, but it just means that they're in that fight just a little bit longer. Just that chef's kiss longer. And that can make just that little bit of difference. Ooh, awooga awooga. We have an Overlord on the field, and we were talking about seeing a giant. Is there any anti-air on the field? No. No, I don't think Miracle has a single unit that shoots up. So no matter what happens this round, Shade will win. Ooh, knowing that, Shade, I wouldn't have burned the midnight oil here. I don't think he did. No, he just ended up grabbing another unit. Oh, there is going to be an Overlord on the field. Oh, it all comes down to this safety Overlord. Yeah, and the oil burning off all of the units for Miracle. I really like that counter oil play, using the fire from the Stormcallers just to get rid of units. All right, it all comes down to this counter Overlord. Can the counter Overlord kill this Overlord on the right? Oh, it looks like he's gonna get it. Wow. Miracle really does pull off a miracle there. Even though he had fire from his friendly units, it didn't matter. Oh my gosh. Miracle might actually pull off another miracle, and in a final tournament, this might be the semifinals, this might be the final. There's only 3 players left playing, but in the finals, he may win completely undefeated. Shade goes with the heavy Mustang. Miracle, what do you grab? Haste module might be good. Miracle's in a tough spot now, though, because there's already an Overlord on the field. Yeah, it can be followed up by things like Wasp, and he just has literally no anti-air. Ooh. No. These arc lights can't shoot up. It's not a very common upgrade for people to take the arc lights that can shoot up. So I'm not too surprised by that, but yeah, this is not looking great. Here's another Overlord for Shade. just to deal with these little replicating guys. Wasps. Do the wasps have shields? Where'd those wasps go? Yeah, the wasps have shield on this flank. There's the third overlord. That's going to be a lot of wasps spawning out. Oh, Miracle. You got to get some anti-air and you got to get it quick. I think he knows, but I don't know if he has any great options. I guess his option is an overlord of his own. An upgraded overlord. That will help. And it has the haste module. He doesn't know it, but I think this overlord will actually target down these wasps first. That may be just what he needs to win this. Some more Stormcallers with fire. They outrange the enemy Stormcallers. That's good. The first shot in the Stormcaller war is normally the shot that matters. There's a lot of overlords on the field now, though. A lot of overlords. This level 2 overlord has to kill literally 4 overlords and their wasps. I don't think it has it in it. I think that this has to go in the way of Shade. I'd be so surprised if he wins this. Or if he doesn't win this. I mean, Miracle's overlord's already getting targeted down by wasps, by Mustang, and this level 3 sniper will probably pop on him here in a second. Yeah, that's that. That's a lot of damage coming out against Miracle. He really needs some anti-air, and he needs it quickly. He needs Mustang with the anti-air upgrade, and he needs probably 2 more overlords. But Shade was able to really come back in a big way here. Overlords are able to upgrade as well. Ooh, this is rough. This is really, really rough. Orbital bombardment here from Shade. Miracle could do the same. We'll check back in a second. I want to see what Shade deploys. Oh, there's the orbital bombardment for Shade. Eating whatever that unit was to place the enhancement module back on it, probably to eat another unit. No, in this case, upgrading the Overlord for free. Very spicy. These crawlers are not going to be able to get in there in time. And another Overlord comes out. Man, this is looking really rough here for Miracle. Miracle's still only form of anti-air is this one Overlord. And he has to make a really big transition very quickly. Luckily, he has this fire. And if Shade doesn't sniff it out, there goes the majority of Shade's front line on the left-hand side. Man, if these crawlers had the underground upgrade, they can actually spice in there and get a tower. There's 2 level 2 Mustang with the anti-air. It may be enough. I don't think so, but it may be enough. They're unfortunately going to be hit by this orbital bombardment very hard. And he splits them. Ooh, I don't know about this. Oh no, and the crawlers are going to make short work of these units. Alright, we'll make it work. We'll see. Tons of deployables, tons of units coming out. This shield is actually going to come in very importantly. Just to protect these Stormcallers a bit. Down goes the fire. It should get all the Stormcallers in the center. And a unit of Mustang. Stormcaller's dead, Mustang dead. That's a lot less support for the Overlords. All of the Wasps are dead. Stormcallers are shooting at Steel Balls when they should be shooting at Mustang. That's pretty good. These little Mustang are doing their best. There is a Wasp here on this tower, and that might spell doom as the other tower falls. It might give this little Wasp just enough time to kill the other tower. Yes, indeed. And does this kill Miracle? No. 400, 800, 1600. Oh, it does. Oh my god. Shade, what a comeback. GG. The Miracle, the dream. He tried. Let's see if there's another game or if we have our winner. There will be another game. Sarah Zich, we've seen him on the channel before, was able to best his opponent, and he's now moving into the finals against Shade. Tune in 30 seconds. This is it, our final match. Shade versus Sarah Zich. I'm pronouncing this the way that I think it's pronounced from playing Warhammer Tzeentch, but could be wrong. I'm just going to say Shade versus Sarah. Sarah grabs the supply specialist. Shade goes cost control. Oh my gosh. Both of these players playing the economy. Just after my own heart right now. I love a good economic build. Sarah taking a more defensive stance or more normal stance. We've seen a lot of headbutts in this tournament, and I love having these Mustang early on the flanks. It just deters flanking units so much, and I think that's just such a powerful ability. Shade grabs a couple of crawlers. He still has $100. Do you start offsetting your cost control specialist early, or do you lean into another tech, such as unlocking something early like a Vulcan? Ooh, spicy. Or a hacker. Ooh, extra spicy. Sarah also grabbed a whole bunch of crawlers. Man, this is great. His flanks are very well protected. He won't have to worry about that for quite a while. Wow, and Shade protects his flanks as well. A Phoenix on each flank and a crawler on each flank. Wow, wow, wow. It will all come down to who's better at killing these Mustang or these Phoenix. I would have to go in the way of the Mustang just because the Mustang are regular Mustang. All these crawlers are slightly weaker here at Force Shade. And these Mustang are making good work of them, just having a little bit more wave clear. And also just having a similar number of crawlers. Yep, that's going to be that. That's a lot of crawlers left over. And these little Mustang are going to be able to clean up these Phoenix without much of an issue. The Phoenix will die significantly quicker than usual. Blep. That's a good amount of damage coming out on Shade, but hey, we know better. After that semi-final game where Shade came back, he was the boxer in the corner, one eye swollen over, a bloody lip, he's screaming Adrian in the middle of the match, and then he just came back and win it. Oh, Shade. Both players going with the enhancement module. It is a great economic upgrade. Lots of snipers here from Sarah. Lots of snipers. Shade has $550. You know, I mentioned it, but just putting a Vulcan right here would be pretty funny. Instead opting with 2 Stormcallers. Hey, Stormcallers are budget Vulcan. They work very well. Oh my god. And both players have the opportunity for the cheese. What you can do, grab a unit of Stormcallers, put it right here. The first time it launches, it almost always kills the tower. If it kills the tower, it pretty much guarantees you a win that round. Just because your units engage very quickly. You have to be set up for it, though. But it is an opportunity that he can pull off. Of course, you'll probably want to recycle those Stormcallers next round. But if it works, it works. There's the missile spread. It goes wide at first. But now that these units are sitting still, all of a sudden the Stormcaller shots are looking a lot more deadly. Mustang are still able to clear up crawlers very quickly. But the Stormcallers are able to even those odds quite a bit. Not enough, but quite a bit. And it'll come down to whether or not these Stormcallers can kill off... Well, there's too many crawlers left over. I'm going to say it's going to come down to whether or not the Stormcallers can kill off a few Mustang and snipers. But these crawlers decide it. Yum, 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 yum. I am cinnamon, says the little crawlers. Oof, oof. Shade's just a little behind here. Even though he's lost 2 rounds, it really comes down to the amount of HP you can have. You can lose 10 rounds, but if you only lose by 7 HP a turn, who cares? There's the Vulcan here, finally coming out for Shade. He just needed a little bit of cash in order to make that work. Sarah can upgrade this Marksman for free or these Crawlers for free. Not really worth it yet. Both players opting for a Vulcan. Will we see a mirror match? The Orbital Bombardment here on the left. I might like to see that Nano Repair Kit on the Vulcan here for Shade. Looks like a great deployment. This Orbital Bombardment, excuse me for a second. There we go. This Orbital Bombardment is going to do an incredible job at clearing up the left, though. That will really help. Oh, there's the Vulcan. A Vulcan in the center. Oh no, a Vulcan on the right. Alrighty. There's a lot more crawlers on the field now, and a couple more snipers too. For Sarah. Okay, we'll have to see. Shade's got a pretty good deployment in here. Ooh, does the Orbital Bombardment catch anything? It got a Phoenix. That little Phoenix might be enough. Here come the Vulcan. Vulcan in the center doing a lot of damage on both sides. A lot of damage. This little guy's getting distracted, though. Yeah, I would say that Orbital Bombardment really made the difference here on the left. Now it comes down to whose Vulcan's tougher. And of course, the one with the nano repair kit that's backed up by Phoenix's topper. Oh, these little crawlers gotta hold proud for a little while for these snipers to all get in range. And these snipers gotta start shooting very quickly, or they'll be picked up by Phoenix. Oh no, the Phoenix are online. Tower drops. Is it enough? I don't think so, but it might be. He needs another 2 shots from each of these snipers. 1 more. 2 more at this point. Oh my gosh, this nano repair kit has just done wonders. The Vulcan lives. That's a lot of damage coming out here on Sarah, evening up the game. Jeez, that is rough. That is really rough. Intelligent marksman coming out for Sarah. I can see why. He's got a lot of them, and he's going to need them to actually deal some damage. The nuke. I was going to say, do we see a nuclear option early? Fire's great, though. Fire from Shade, hey, just pop it somewhere. Unfortunately, everybody has very fast units, so that fire is going to do a lot of friendly fire, but... Oh, fire right down the center and onto the right-hand side here for Shade. There is a shield, which will protect a lot of the units here, including the snipers. Maybe. This guy might. He's really living on the edge, but... Probably just going to see Vulcan on either side. I'd like to see a couple more Phoenix here from Shade. Or heck, even a couple more Stormcallers. And he opts to go with the Stormcaller. The reason I like having a couple of backup Phoenix is just that they hit harder than a sniper. Slightly less range, but when you have enough HP in the form of something like a Vulcan, a Fortress, or a Melting Point, Phoenix kind of work a little bit better because they can fly in while your units are getting shot and then hit hard from behind. No enhancement module being used yet. Ooh, field recovery here from Shade. What is he going to recover, though? I'm not sure. There's nothing in the backline for either player either. All right, let's see how this goes. Turn it up. There we go. Yeah, it's this fire. Oh, unfortunately, the sniper is just kind of walked out into the fire to die. That leaves a whole bunch of crawlers here that will actually just kind of get cleaned up because this Vulcan will just turn around. Yeah, poor little crawlers. Didn't stand a chance. Now it's down again to snipers. And these snipers are going to be protected from the shield by the shield just for a second, but I don't think that second will be long enough. There's one sniper here on the left that's going to have to kill a Vulcan, 2 Phoenix, and a whole bunch of Stormcallers, and it's just, frankly, not going to be enough. He needs a melting point or some steel balls or something. This Vulcan is absorbing so much damage. That's insanity. Sarah's really getting a kicking right now. And these Vulcan aren't leveling up. Or sorry, these snipers aren't leveling up because they're focusing on a Vulcan that they're not killing. That's rough. So even that 75% extra experience rate doesn't really matter. Finally, we see a level 3. That will help deal with this Vulcan, but it's not going to be enough. Phoenix get the upgrade and then get eaten just so that he can pop down more Phoenix or something else. These upgrades are huge. Level 2 snipers with the elite marksman. This is really important. That will help a lot for Sarah. He's just frustrated at this point. Shade still has $1,200. That's a lot of cash. Ooh, there's the shield. That shield's going to be very important here because there's oil now on the field. Wow. That shield is incredibly important here for Sarah. He smelled it. Good sniffing. A lot of Stormcallers. I love this. Hey, if your opponent's going heavily into snipers, get a few Stormcallers and give them the range increase. They deal with snipers really well. Now there are, what, 2 units of Mustang? If Sarah survives this round and survives it well, he has the opportunity to place down maybe 1 more unit of Mustang on each flank and give them the missile interception. I know that's not something that the community loves very much, but in this case, having 3 to... yeah, he might be able to get away with 3, maybe 4 units of Mustang to neuter what is, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units of Stormcallers may well be worth it at this point. The orbital or this laser beam comes down, doesn't really do anything. Unfortunately, basically useless. Sniper gets it on the left. Can he get it on the right? The fire isn't enough, and there's a lot of crawlers coming in here. This Vulcan is just shooting the wrong target and losing. That is unfortunate, and this looks like it's going to be another devastating loss here for Sarah. I love these crawlers in the back line just flowing in at the very last moment to distract. Oh, and unfortunately the oil does ignite. Is Sarah dead? I would think so. Bam! Shade is our new tournament winner. Congratulations to all of our winners. Congratulations to all of our players. This small little mini tournament. I like that it was a little bit quicker. Please like and subscribe. We're so close to 500. Let's get to 500 before the end of the month. That was my goal, actually. Was 500 before the end of the month, and I really think we can get there. Share this video around. Let's get some more support for the channel, and I hope to see you all in the next one.